What's up, guys? Mr. Lee Redmond here, and welcome back to episode 11 of the Linton Hotspur story. We are now into the second quarter of the season. We have played 8 league games and a few cup games. So let's get straight into the league. So as you can see, we drew 0-0 against Linton. We beat Livingston United 2-0 in the East of Scotland League Cup first round. Liam Strong in the 41st minute, and then Kieran Cadden in the 78th minute, making it 2-0. So we went through into the second round of that. We then drew 3-3 with Haddington Athletic in the second league game of the season. Jordan McClear actually puts 1-0 up in the 4th minute. However, Craig Taylor actually equalised just 7 minutes later. So it was 1-1. We then had our new signing, Reece Patterson, sent off in the 25th minute. And then just 12 minutes later, Cammy Blacklock put them 2-1 up. And then Craig Taylor actually got a third with a minute to go. So it was half time. We were 3-1 down and a man down. But Kieran Cadden in the 64th minute made it 3-2. And then we actually somehow equalised through Daniel McLeod from the penalty spot with 15 minutes to go to actually make it 3-0. We then won our first game of the season, a 4-1 win at Blackburn United. Kieran Cannon put us 1-0 up in the 17th minute. Scott Donald actually equalised just 60 seconds later. Alexander Bassler actually made it 2-1 to us in the second half. And then 4 minutes later, another youngster, Chris Archibald, actually made it 3-1. And then with 7 minutes to go, Lewis Curry from the penalty spot made it 4-1 to give us our first win of the season. We then made it back-to-back wins by beating Heriot Watt Uni 2-1. We actually were 1-0 down. Charleston King put them 1-0 up. But with 7 minutes to go, Declan Greenaway equalised. And then Alexander Bassler in the 86th minute made it 2-1 to give us our second win of the season. We then went into the Cups. We lost 4-2 at home to Larkhall Thistle. Paul Hunter actually equalised after Jordan Sykes had actually put Larkhall 1-0 up. We equalised, but 6 minutes later, Liam Robinson made it 2-1. And that's how it stayed until half time. But Kieran Cadden, 10 minutes into the second half, made it 2-0. However, we weren't able to do anything else. And then Daniel Kinland in the 85th minute made it 3-2. And then they wrapped up the victory through Kazoyo with the 4th goal in the 91st minute. We did, however, beat Hillfield Swifts in the East of Scotland Cup second round. Kieran Cadden actually put us 1-0 up in the second half after it was 0-0 at half time. Chris Archibald with 8 minutes to go made it 2-0, and then we wrapped up the win in the 90th minute through Jamie Gibson, and we're through 3-0. We then lost our first game of the season 3-1 at Donald Bluebell. Ross Brown actually put them 1-0 up in the 7th minute. Daryl Healy actually made it 2-0 on the half-hour mark. Declan Greenaway actually pulled one back for us in the 33rd minute, and we went in 2-1 down. But then Andy Verlacki actually put them 3-1 up 10 minutes into the second half to give them a 3-1 lead, and that is how it stayed. We then went back into cup action, losing 2-1 at Preston Athletic. Lewis Joyce actually put them 1-0 up, but Liam Strong equalised just 3 minutes later, and that was how it ended in the 90 minutes. But just before half time of extra time, Jamie Kirkpatrick actually made it 2-1. We weren't able to get anything after that, and ended up going out 2-1 in extra time. We then went into the second round of the King's Cup away at Stirling Uni. Scott Fowler put them 1-0 up in just 5 minutes, but Kieran Cadden equalised just before the 20-minute mark. That is how it actually ended in full time and extra time. Declan Greenaway actually missed the first penalty for us. However, they missed 2 more after that, and we scored every single one, winning on penalties 5-4. I do believe that's our first penalty win since the file started. But we've gone on a bit of a bad run. We've continued our bad run in the league. We lost 3-0 at home to Edinburgh College. Jackson actually put them 1 up in the 24th minute. 6 minutes before half time, Liam Motherwell actually made it 2-0. And then in the second half, 11 minutes into it, Connor Liddell made it 3-0. And we ended up losing 3-0. We then drew 1-1 with Arniston, which wasn't a bad result at the time, considering they were top of the table. We actually took the lead through Kieran Cadden in the 23rd minute, but Kofi Boateng equalised just 10 minutes later. We did have Jamie Gibson sent off in the 86th minute, but we were able to hold on and draw 1-1. And then we had an absolute nightmare in this game, losing 9-2 at Glenrothes. Literally every highlight they had, they scored. I don't even know what happened in this game, apart from we got an absolute hammering. So they actually went 1-0 up inside 3 minutes. Michael Campbell actually made it 2-0 in the 6th minute. We did pull one back through Kieran Cadden to give us a chance of maybe getting something. However, just 2 minutes later, Charlie Denton put them 3-2 up from the penalty spot. They then made it 4-2 just 2 minutes later through Ethan Price. 4-1, sorry. We actually pulled it back to 4-2 just before halftime for a penalty from Lewis Curry. But yet again, we let them score within a couple of minutes. Kieran Beveridge making it 5-2 at half-time. And then just 8 minutes into the second half, Jay Bridgeford made it 6-2. Michael Campbell actually then made it to 7-2 just a couple of minutes later. Carl Ford got his second of the game, and at the hour mark, it was 8-2. I mean, faring almost for like a double figures. Jay Bridgeford made it even worse, 9-2 with 16 minutes to go. But luckily, we did not concede that 10th goal, and we ended up losing 9-2. This is how the table looks. We are 13th in the table. I honestly thought after that start it wasn't going to be too bad, but it seems like the lack of movement in the transfer window has come back to bite us, as we are now struggling. Hopefully we can pull our finger out. We are home to Kinnell in the next game, but we're also struggling fitness-wise as we've played quite a few games. There was one transfer which I didn't show you, but it was transfer out, which was our right back, Ewan Smith, moving to East Craggy on loan for the season. And he's actually not doing bad. Scored 1 goal and assisted 1 goal in 7 games for them, as they sit 12th in the East or South Scotland, Scottish Midlands League. So that is how it's going so far. Let's get into the Kinnell game, see if we can bounce back from that absolute drubbing. We'll bring back, Liam Strong's not quite fully recovered. Interesting thing is I did actually have a youngster at centre back instead of McClear was what his name was. And I thought I'd change it for these two, as they did us well in the last couple of seasons, and then we go and lose 9-2. So we'll see how this goes in this game. So yeah, I will just put on highlights before I forget. Always got to go through the kickoff highlight. Put a table on. You see the fixtures a little bit all over the place. Again, due to cups. But yeah, obviously we got one less cup this year. First highlight of the game falls to them potentially. They play it down the wing. Greg gets a cross in, but I think he nodded that down for him to clear. But okay, but they coming back. He's free and bends it in the bottom corner. Is he onside? No, he's not. He did look close, but I didn't want to say anything. Been let off the hook there a little bit. Apart from that one highlight, not much is happening in this game. So we've got to half time. We're going to have to make one change because Curry is knackered. Swap him for Hunter and then bring on McClear. Forgot to check the bench because I don't have some positions covered on the bench. I'm going to have to check that. We're also going to have to look at potentially making quite a bit of moves in the January window, but it's just no one's interested. All the ones interested are just youngsters. So they get a ball clear, but we win the header, but falls straight to one of their players. They play it down the line. They are clear. Man free in the box. Of course, they find him, and they go and score. Straight after half time. So we'll change a couple of players because again, I'm getting tired. It's a lot tired. We don't even have a centre, like a defensive mid. So I'll leave McDougall back there actually. Don't have a centre mid either, but yeah. Let's bring Cowie on. And him and do that and then bro, I can't do that. Just leave it like that. So yeah, that goal for them has knocked us into the or dropped us into the relegation zone. But here we go. First highlight for us. Hunter with the ball. Weeping over for Archibald. And yes! Christophe. Was that Condi? Yeah, Christophe Condi, I think. Yep, Candy, sorry, has equalised. Thank God. So that moves us up to 9th, which shows how tight this is. Into the last couple of minutes. 5 minutes of added on time. And that is that. That is a full-time whistle. It's only a 1-1 draw, but considering we lost 9-2 last time, it's an improvement. So we now like 9th in the table, but as you can see, it is very close towards the bottom of the table there. We got Bonus Athletic in the next couple of games. Next couple of days, sorry. Finances wise, we aren't doing too badly. It seems like it has now corrected its projection, as the projection is now 30-odd thousand. But yeah, I don't know where they got that 200-odd thousand from just now. I think that was just off the potential of the fact of getting 2,000 every single home game, which, as you can see, we're not going to do. We've only done it once. But yeah, that is it for this episode, guys. Leave some likes, leave some comments, subscribe. I will come back at the halfway stage next time, which will be 6 games time in the league, which is for there after Newtown Grange. But yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. As I said, leave some likes, leave some comments, subscribe, and as always, take it steady.